Hi, hello. I welcome you back to our conversations on loss and the emotions tied to loss. We already talked about the denial, the guilt, the shock at the first receipt of the news. We also talked about the guilt and shame that comes after understanding that actually loss has happened. And with guilt, I have realized that fear is not something that we can deny. So when we are guilty, we also are scared that, okay, it's happening, it's real, then what? So when we are guilty and we are fearful of things, then anger is not an emotion that we will deny. Therefore, last time we talked about anger, and I discussed anger about the fact that the person has gone. So it's the anger that is tied to the dead person or the particular loss. Now this anger, because the dead person does not have a place to come and explain to you, it kind of lingers around and you don't know exactly how to make of this feeling. But also there is the fact that life is going on and other things are going on. So since life is going on, it's always best that we move with the times, we move with the life, we flow through it. So last time when I discussed the feeling of being angry about the person that has left, in my particular case, it was that, how am I going to do life without this person? How am I going to raise the children, to be unmarried after the years of knowing this person and being together? So this time I want to bring the conversation of being angry at the circumstances, being angry at the environment, your surrounding. And your surrounding is not just the people, but everything that is happening around you. Yes, the dead person may give you a bit of anger, but then there is also the things that happen around the lost time, that even if we wanted to do things differently, they may not give us a chance to do things differently because they are all over. I was shocked. Then there is many people around me. So, and these people also have expectations. They kept telling me, you need to cry it, you need to cry out, you need to cry. And because I was also going through a certain feeling, a certain phase, I needed to reconnect with myself. I needed to reconnect with what is actually happening in this time. Anger at people is inevitable, because you know why? People around you have also lost someone. They have lost something. So it is not that they want to make you feel a certain way. Sometimes they want to make you, they want to comfort you, but other times they also don't know what to do with you and with themselves. In my case, I lost a husband, someone lost a friend, someone lost a brother, another lost a son, another lost a colleague, another lost an acquaintance, another came to mourn, but they were mourning someone else, like they were mourning their particular losses, not this particular one. So everybody has something they're mourning at that time. Now, for me, the statement, "it is well," is that one statement that gave me the most anger. Why? Because you don't even have any idea of the pain that I'm experiencing in this moment. Why are you saying it is well? Other people, it could be that, don't worry, God has got this. Other people, it could be you're lucky that at least you are alive. Oh, there is someone who told me, at least your children have you. And I was like, what? they need their father too. Not that they did not mean well, it is just that in that time, it was too painful to even separate myself from the combined life that I was living. So I was angry at every word, at many of the statements that was said. I was angry at the fact that it was lockdown and I couldn't reach certain places, I couldn't reach certain people, that people that I actually wanted to be around me, I couldn't reach them, they couldn't reach me. It was painful. So when we are angry about what people say, angry about people's reactions, it's normal. It is very normal. And they also will not know how to help because, like I said, they're going through loss, but there is no script to how to support a person who has lost, because even the people who may want to give support are nursing their own loss. But this is the thing that for me worked. While I was angry, really angry at some people and what they said to me, one, I thought that they didn't care well enough. They did not think that I did well enough. They probably had different intentions. I was angry, I was sad, I cried, I was bitter. But then after some time, when I got a moment to have reason, a moment of sanity, I realized one thing. I have no control over what reaction anyone can give me. I also understood that many of the people who have come to me, who have reached out, actually meant well. They just do not know how better to do this, but they meant well, and they still mean well. I also realized that it would be too much of me to give my environment the satisfaction that they have control over how I feel. This is not a conversation that you can have with yourself in the heat of the moment. This is a conversation you can have with yourself when you continue to nurture the anger. Because for me, it went on for some really good time. So over time, with that anger, I reached out to, God sent me a certain friend who walked and still walks this journey with me. This friend I actually don't deserve. But because I know that there are times when I will act out of emotion, I will act without much reason and sense, I don't like to do things on my own. So I reached out oftentimes to this person and said, I feel this way. I would cry so much. And he would tell me, they too lost someone. They too are going through this. Maybe you can do it like this. Maybe you can think like, maybe you don't even have to give anyone any satisfaction of anything. So those kind of, that kind of counsel and the words help me to understand that I am in control of my emotions. Right now, I may not, but when I give myself chance, I am. Then afterwards, I also appreciated the fact that I needed to put this anger in perspective. What does it mean to put anger in perspective? Not even just the emotion of anger, but any thing that happens to you. Look at it from the point of what is it that they want? Not they want to make me this, they want to make me feel this, but how about if I saw this from their point? How about if I used someone's lens to view the situation? So putting things in perspective helps to take out that unnecessary emotion, and it helped me to understand that people meant well. and people were going through pain, and they're still going through pain. And therefore, if I allowed myself to be so angry at them, I would not move forward. I would still be in the emotion of anger. And anger can be a very dangerous emotion because it sends you to do things. It's an emotion that actually puts you in motion. So I appreciated that, yes, whether the words that were uttered to me were negative, whether they were painful, whether they were great and comforting, I knew one thing: one way or another, people meant well, people still mean well, and I have encountered the loss, and it's my responsibility to walk through the loss. Also, the bigger goal for me is, and has always been, which I also encourage you, thrive. Things may not go well, but there is a better light at the end of this pain. So when we put our anger in perspective, it helps. It helps a lot. And while I was actually in that moment of rage and ask God, but God this, God that, I feel this way. Why? Help me to not feel this pain. Help me to not even look at this person. First, I realized that I needed to forgive. Second, not only did I need to forgive, the word came so strongly to me. It is not the desire of God that anyone should perish. So while I'm angry, while I've been angry, while I have been, having certain conversations with myself about how to handle situations, I've also been surprised by the fact that perspective requires that I understand that people mean well. Also, whether or not they don't mean well, I need to pray, I need to forgive, and I need to rise above expectations, rise above emotions, rise above what other people may want me to feel or what the circumstances may want me to take out of, because it stops me from being the great person that I am. And of course, the pain that caused the anger for me brought out a person in me that I did not enjoy to relate with. A bitter person is not a very good person to relate with. So I also went back to that place where I asked myself, Edith, are you actually this person? Are you an angry person, or you're a jolly and happy person? And every time I reconnected with the jolly Edith, I found that life was more bearable. I found that I needed to seek out the energies that would encourage me to reconnect with my jolly self. And the pain, I won't say it has gone completely, but I'll say that it is manageable, and it is something that I am flowing through. And I know that at the end of the day, thriving is happening. What is the take home for us? Identify what actually makes you angry. In this case, even if there are particular people that make you angry, identify what is it that they do that makes you angry about your loss. Decide how you want to feel about their actions. One, when we go through these emotions, there is something they've come to educate us about, whether about ourselves or about our purpose. Second, you learn a skill set. There is a way that I do my work now that I did not know I would be able to, because I was not faced with this particular reality. So I got a certain skill set that I probably, even if I went to school again, I would not have, but experience has taught me better. And lastly, there is something to profit out of your pain, something to profit out of these emotions that you're going through. When you thrive through anger, when you thrive through the shame and guilt, there is a new you that you will encounter. At least I encountered a new me, and I transcended, above the trivial things that people would tell me, because then they hold me back. They have control. But if I transcend, I have control. So there is that to profit. It birthed a new purpose for me, and I'm happy, and I can reach out, and I'm grateful that yes, the loss happened, but I'm happy. What do I say to us? Please reach out to someone. Please do not keep quiet. Anger is a normal feeling, but you can only give it the power that you want to give it. And at the end of it all, realize that you have to thrive through it all, and know that it is only the brave that go through the most difficult situations, and at the end of the day, the prize is how well you went through it. Remember to subscribe, encourage someone to subscribe, encourage someone to like our videos, share them as widely as possible, encourage someone to reach out. The details are in the description. Please reach out. These services are available to us. Remember, you can't go alone. You have to go with another person so that you celebrate life at the end of the day. Loss happens, but we thrive through the loss if we are determined. Until next time, stay well and stay safe. Thank you.